Hi everyone, welcome to the intuitive card reading for the week of, what is this, December 30th through January 5th. All right, so it's the, we're a little bit into December and a little bit into January. So it's not the first full week, but let's see how the energies are. I'm very, very interested to see how that transition goes. So, all right, guys, please like this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already subscribed. Please share this video with anybody that needs to hear the messages for the week. And comments down below. Feedback is always welcomed. All I ask is to be kind. Guys, let me know if this reading resonates with you. Let me know if it does not. And anything else you want to say. I always read the comments, so I appreciate anybody's interaction. So, all right, guys, let's begin. What do we need? Oh, same 4 decks that I've been using, shuffled, of course, and a different order. All right, so let's begin. Need. What do we need? Father in the shadow. Oh, interesting. Dictatorial control, abuse of authority. Okay. So, all right. So basically, it came in the shadow. So this is really, I almost want to say poor leadership, control, telling people what to do, abuse of authority. Okay, so basically it being under need and it being under the shadow is basically saying that we need to, I don't want to say stop doing these things. I want to say get out of the way of these things. So if you are, why is Spirit showing? Spirit is showing me choking, can't breathe. Choking, can't breathe. Okay, so something tells me a lot of you guys out there may feel like you are trapped or can't breathe or are under dictatorial control. You feel like you're being controlled. You feel like somebody is trying to make you feel powerless, or there's some kind of abuse of authority. This is so interesting, this energy. Guys, give me a second while I interpret it. A lot of things coming my way. I keep seeing something being choked, so you can't breathe, you can't function, there's something kind of going on. And so basically Spirit is saying you have to be out of the energy of this. So whatever's going on in your life that's making you feel this way, you need to step back, you need to take a break, you need to try to get out of the core of it or the throes of it or in the eye of it or whatever it actually is that's kind of going on. So if this is a very abusive person, could even be literal abusive father or abusive some could be a female that is abusing that masculine energy for sure. Could also be that. It doesn't have to be an actual male in the male body. It feels like you're under a spell, you're under control, under somebody, and you need to kind of get out of there. Wow, this is some very heavy energy that's coming through here. Not what I was expecting here, but this is what's coming through. So if you feel like you are under this type of control or in the throes of it or in the middle of something that involves this, do everything that you possibly can to get out of it is basically what Spirit is saying. And you really, really need it. So actually, let's see what's under action needed. See if they go together. Yang. Okay. Yang is masculine energy. Okay. And this is like in the healthy masculine. This is saying, no, you need to be in the healthy masculine and then we have the 1, which is new beginnings, which is great. And so basically saying the action, we need to be in more the healthy masculine, in the more there's nothing more I can say here. I want to keep saying healthy masculine, but basically it's saying like whatever anybody that's kind of abusing their masculinity or toxic masculinity or again, trying to abuse you, trying to control you, trying to use you, that kind of thing. We really need to get out of that situation and move more towards people that really exhibit more healthy masculinity and more healthy leadership skills and more healthy protection who actually want to protect you and love you and all of that stuff. So guys, this is such a crazy energy for the week. So far, I thought it was going to be kind of like an easy breezy week, because it's that we're in the weird week between Christmas and New Year's, where a lot of people are not doing much. It's kind of like what day it is. Some people say it's airport rules, it's just kind of like anything goes, but there's something kind of going on here where we need to really step away from that, whatever's, trying to control us, and move into something that feels more protective, feels more headstrong, and feels more healthy. And we need to do that, and we need to do it stat. Okay, we need to do it immediately. Ooh, this is some crazy energy coming out right here, but maybe there's somebody out, even if this applies to, this reading is for the collective, but if this applies to one person that gets out of a really shitty situation, I will be happy. So yeah. And also too, make sure you're exhibiting your own healthy masculinity. Okay. So remember, we have masculine and feminine within us. So masculine is, more of the doing. So more, of your, make sure you're doing things in a healthy way. Make sure you're leading in a healthy way. Make sure you're protecting in a healthy way. Make sure, you're strategizing in a healthy way, etc. So guys, just really pay attention to you, but also pay attention to people around you. And I would say it's actually more coming at you, if that makes sense. So, yeah, there's a lot, guys. There's a lot. Okay, let's see what the issue is. Let's see if that has anything to do with it. Okay, kind of. Okay, so we have issues trusting yourself. Okay, so not necessarily trusting others, but trusting yourself. And so we really need to work on that. There's actually not too much more I can say about that. That's pretty straightforward, but you just need to be trusting yourselves more, and trusting ourselves that we're making the right decisions, trusting ourselves that we can do it, that we are resourceful, resilient, adaptable, flexible, all of that stuff. Trusting that our intuition is on point, all of those things. So this week we might have some issues with trust there. All right, what else are we going to have a challenge with? Standing your ground. We got this, I think, in either the monthly or the last weekly, but standing your ground means not keeping your word, but standing on business, meaning your opinion is your opinion. You don't have to sway your opinion for anybody. You can believe what you want to believe. You don't have to be convinced to believe otherwise. You don't have to be convinced of somebody else's opinion. So you have some challenges standing on business this week. Maybe you're a parent and you enforce some rules, and that's just you know how you want to do it. That's your rules, that's your morals, that's your ethics, that's the rules of the house, and your child is arguing with you about it or something. Do not sway. Okay, that's what I'm getting here. But it does feel challenging that you might. So definitely stand your ground when it comes to your opinions, to your rules, to what you want, what you desire, what you say, and all of that stuff. So definitely stand your ground there. Do not let people push you around. Do not let people sway you. And do not let people convince you when you know in your soul. This is not about being inflexible. This is about knowing what's in your soul is right, and this is what you're rooted in, basically. So stand your ground for sure. All right, what is going to change? Athlete, dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. Okay, I love this. So what's changing? Our willpower, our strength, our tenacity, our dedication, our devotion, our we're ready to go the distance, we're ready to go. And that tells me that we are moving into more masculine energy, which is great, going into the new year. I love that, because I don't know if you guys, some people here that watch these have been following me for a while. If you guys can remember, the last few years, maybe last several years, sometimes January is kind of like a slow month for us, because it's kind of like a slow start to the year. And that's been happening a lot over the last several years. But this feels like it's like almost like the exact opposite energy, where it just feels like we're going to pick up momentum, not slow down momentum, or keeping it slow from December. So it definitely does feel like we are ready to go the distance. We are ready to be disciplined. We're ready for structure. We're ready for routine. We're ready to, basically the athlete is always ready. If you think about like athlete to Olympics, it's almost like kind of like that kind of energy. It's like we're ready to go for the gold. We're ready to go for the big prize. And I love that. And the fact that it's under change is a really, really good sign. And I love it so much. No wonder a lot of stuff about masculinity kind of came up here, because we really need to start doing, but we need to do it in a healthy way. Okay, so as this says, like we really need to clean up our, our relationship to masculinity, to go forward. And again, clean up, it could also be our clean up to yang energy, our clean up to our doing energy. So, athletes don't, they also rest. If you're an athlete training for the Olympics, you have rest days. You can't continue to go all the time. That's another example of toxic masculinity, because it's maybe not in the traditional sense if we hear it, if we hear that word, but it's true. It's kind of like it's too much. You can go overboard with everything. Like we read these archetype cards because they have a light and a shadow. That means that we can go overboard. Things could be in the light and things could be in the shadow. So the shadow of that would be not resting. And working ourselves to death. We don't want to do that. That's not what that's about. This is about working towards things in a more healthy way, and having a healthier relationship to our masculine energy in a bunch of different ways. So I love that. That's very interesting, that energy. All right, focus. Happy. Oh, I like that. So focus on what makes us happy, what lights us up. That's amazing. There's not too much more I can say on that, but go towards whatever makes you feel happy and joyful and alive, and go towards that and focus on that. Give that your attention this week, basically is what Spirit is saying. What do we need to reflect on? The hunt. Okay, so this is about what we're searching for, our direction in life. And so this is a really great card to get for reflection, because basically it's saying like, what are our intentions? What are we going for? What do we want? What are our goals for this year? I love that. Hello, New Year's Eve is this week. New Year's Day, my favorite holiday. New Year's Eve to New Year's Day, favorite, because we got new energy, and I hope you guys feel it as much. If you're an empath, I guarantee you guys can almost kind of feel the energy shift, right? It's great. But basically, Spirit is asking us for this week. This is a really great week to ask yourselves, where are we going? Why are we going there? What do you truly want? So great reflection questions there. Responsibilities. Bask in joy and light. Okay, just like we have two. I know doesn't say it doesn't say happy, but it's summer. Okay, so it's bask in joy and light. Okay, it's exactly what I said. So 2 cards basically under focus, and your responsibilities this week is to really find the joy and really to find the light. Okay, guys? I also think that this might be coming up here is because whatever's right here going on here, we really need more lightheartedness going on. Okay, so we really need to get out of this really toxic masculine energy up here, the shadow of the father. We really need to get out of there. So do everything that you can. Your responsibility is to find joy, and your responsibility is to find your happy place, basically. Okay, money and finances. What do we got going on? We have God, benevolence, and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. Yes, realizing that God, whatever your God is within you. So that means recognizing your power. So it's under money, finances, and career. So that's wonderful. That means that you need to go within and really recognize how powerful you actually are, that it's you that makes the money. It's not the job. So even if the job changes, you are still the money maker, if that makes sense. So that means that if you can do that job, you can do another job. And so basically what this is just trying to do is just help us find our power, which I love, and realizing that, it's you that makes the job amazing. It's you that does the job the way that you do it. It's you that makes the money, right? It's not the job that makes the money. Does that make sense, guys? Or am I getting a little too out there? But basically it's saying, I have a feeling a lot of you guys need to hear that, is that it's not, you are not your job, okay? You are the vessel in which you make money. So if you lose that job, yes, that is a source of income, but you are still the money maker. you are still the person that is going, you still have all the power. You have the intellect, you have the intuition, you have the power to make the money. So basically this is just bringing your power back to you. When it comes to funny, that's money and finances. Money, finances, and career. Okay, so really it's bringing your power back to you, and realizing that you are the money maker. Okay, and I feel like a lot of you guys need to hear that out there, because it's not about the job, it's not about the business that you have, and it's not about it like other people, if that makes sense. It's about you and what you can do to bring in income, and you are powerful beyond measure, and you have the ability to do so. And I feel like, again, a lot of you guys really need to hear that this week about that. All right. Surprise. Observer. Okay, so this observer is always about seeing things outside of yourself, like not necessarily being in the drama, being in the mix, being in the conversation. So basically you're kind of like outside looking in, and the fact that it's under surprise is maybe there's a situation going on where you feel like you should be involved, or you thought you would be involved and you're not involved, and you're kind of looking at it outside. Or this could, I have a feeling this could be, you see your situation in another person, or another, you see your situation within like another person, and you are now the observer, and you can get clarity from that situation. I think I just made it extra confusing, so let me give an example. You might be in a really toxic relationship, and sometimes when we're in something, we can't necessarily see it for ourselves, but you step out of it. Maybe you get you're not seeing them this week, and then you meet a friend who's telling you about her toxic relationship, and you see it as the observer, as the person that's outside of it, but it relates to your situation, so you can see it with more clarity, and you can kind of see it for what it actually is. So you're the observer, you're not actually in that relationship with your friend and the person who they're in a relationship with, but you are, you're like the third party that sees it for what it actually is, but it relates to your own personal situation. So you're able to kind of get that perspective. That's what I get from that. Or it could just be as simple as maybe some of you guys are still with family this week, and for once you're not part of the family drama. It's it's drama within like another dynamic of the family, and you're just kind of like on the outside. But yeah, could be a few different things. Again, this is a reading for the collective, so it'll resonate differently with each of you guys. But I would love to hear how it does down below with the observer. So, cool. All right, so what do we got going on next? We have friends. What's going on with our friend groups? Pride. Okay, so this is pride in a really good way. Like I feel like a lot of positive energy coming from this. So basically it's saying have pride in your friends' accomplishments. And God, these cards bend so quickly, so easily. Okay, have pride in your friends' accomplishments, who they are as a person. Just be really proud of their, again, accomplishments is coming up. So maybe they achieve something. Just fill yourself with that like proud energy, because look, it's very normal to feel envious or jealous of people that are your friends. It's a very normal, typical human emotion to have. You are only human. We're going to experience the full range of emotions here on earth. Just don't stay there. Okay, that's all Spirit is asking you here. So if you do find that you might be hitting a little, envy or jealousy when it comes to somebody in your friends group or somebody close to you, it's okay to have those, but really I have a feeling this pride is coming up, because, be proud of them, and try to really work through those jealousy and envy, and really get to a place of being really proud and excited for them, because your time will come too. So just putting it out there. Okay, romantic connection, warrior. Oh God, you guys know I love stuff like this. Warrior, a healing card. Okay, be fearless and stand strong. All right, there's not too much more I can say here. It's just saying that you've been through something really hard, and you stood on business. Okay, speaking of standing on business, this absolutely, that Mountains card could absolutely be relationship stuff. I mentioned a parent to child relationship. It could be romantic relationship as well. But you stood up for yourself, and you worked through something with your romantic partner, and you come out of it a warrior. You stood up for yourself, you worked through it, and you just came out the ultimate healer and the ultimate, you moved through things that were uncomfortable, and you did it, basically. Whether you guys are together or not still, but you romantic connection, it feels like you have stood up for yourself within your romantic connection, and really have come out the other side. If you're single, this could mean that you're standing up for yourself and having, speaking of pride, more pride for yourself, and you're being more fearless by actually talking about what you actually want, or being very upfront with it, being very blunt, being very direct, and that could obviously make you a warrior, because that's really hard to do. Trust me, a lot of people do not do that when they're dating. They just do not speak up about what they actually want, or even honest with themselves. Even being honest about yourself with what you actually want is definitely warrior behavior. So congrats on that. That means you've gone through something pretty difficult, and you've gone to the other side when it comes to romantic connection, which is great. Okay, important. Dilettante, delights in the arts without having to be a professional, alert you to the danger of becoming superficial. Okay, so this is really about doing things just for the fun of it, and doing things not necessarily because, you're not doing it for the pedigree of it, you're not doing it for the fame of it or the attention, you're doing it just to do it, right? And so it's important that you do. Okay, I would link this to the summer card and the happy card, because basically this is saying you have to do things that really make you feel happy, joyful, and creative at the same time, okay? And doing those things without the attention seeking that could come along with it, or the fame, or the or even the money, right? And so basically, to me, in other words, this is kind of saying, like, if you have a creative hobby, it's important that you do that this week for sure. Or something that just feels like it's just something that you want to do, to just do it. Like, you don't actually have to have a reason besides it making you happy, and it gives you delight and pleasure in it. It's okay to just do those things, right? Without necessarily a reward or money, again, fame, attention, all of that stuff. You can just do it, okay? So it's important that you understand that. So guys, again, creative hobby, this is basically saying ding, 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 do the creative hobby. Health and wellness, we have deep knowing. Okay, so basically this is saying tap into that inner knowing that you have. One of the weirdest spiritual gifts, because it's kind of like you just know, right? And so if there's anything that you just know that pertains to your health and your wellness, that could be your spiritual journey, whether it's your spiritual awakening, or a spiritual crisis of some kind, whether it's an emotional journey or a mental journey, you have a deep, deep knowing about your next move, your healing, whatever it actually is. Knowing is the best, because it really is a confirmation. And it could definitely help with, again, we have issues with self-trust. So the deep knowing could definitely help in that area for sure. It's one of the weirdest spiritual gifts, because it's just kind of like, you know stuff without knowing stuff, if that makes sense. Without any evidence, without anything, you just know. Okay, overall outcome, we have music. Okay, so this is not necessarily super literal, but music is art. So overall outcome, it feels artistic. It feels creative, right? We had some creative energy right here with the dilettante, which I like, and it's under important. So I want to say that it feels like it's like a... make sure you do stuff as a creative outlet. Like, I think that's kind of like the general consensus here with that overall outcome, is basically saying, is that make sure you make time for it. It's under important, the summer and the happy is doing things that make you feel joyful, that really kind of light you up. So if it's creative, it is an extra bonus points here. So I like that. I like that we're ending here on a creative note. A lot of interesting energy, really right out the bat with that Father card in the shadow. Very potent energy, making it very, very clear, guys. Move away from any toxic masculine figure from ourselves. Move away from that energy that we have within ourselves, but also if there's any kind of controlling dictator type energy that has us on a hook, that is controlling us in any way, we really need to move away from that. It doesn't feel good. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It doesn't feel good. Move away from that for this week, okay? And move more into more of a healthy relationship with our masculine energy, with our masculine figures in our life, and that kind of thing. So I would say that is definitely, even though we have the creative energy here and the overall outcome, I would say that's definitely something to pay attention to. And then obviously all the other stuff I talked about in the reading. So guys, looks like a pretty good week. I hope you have a good one. I know it's a weird week, again, between Christmas and New Year's, but happy holidays to everybody and Happy New Year. Please look out for the monthly and the yearly readings. Those will provide a lot more of the energies of what to expect for the month of January and the year of 2025. But again, Happy New Year. Have a great week, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.